All right, guys, I did a video yesterday where I talked about how I do not believe that bodybuilding genetics and lagging body parts exist. Okay. And what I basically said, I'll have a link to the video below. Please watch it if you haven't watched it yet, but I'll give you the cliff notes. What I basically said was, if somebody's like, well, I've got really good chest genetics and really bad, quad genetics and my legs are naturally skinny, I don't believe that, okay? Natural testosterone or testosterone you inject, whatever, is going to go through your entire body, okay? You have basically the same muscles through your entire body. It's not like, the testosterone doesn't flow into your legs and that's why you have skinny legs. What basically happens is you don't like working legs, you do like working the beach muscles, your chest, okay? So you've got people who have skinny legs because they never work them, big chest because they do chest 10 times a week, and then they're like, well, I've got really good genetics for my chest and really bad genetics for my legs. And like I said, I don't believe it, okay? I think you're either working too much, working too little, or not working them properly if one muscle group just doesn't come up. Now, somebody made a really good comment, however, that brings up a very valid point. And what he said is he can't get a biceps peak, okay? What he said is basically, his biceps don't have a peak. He does pull-ups, he does chin-ups, he does curls. People are laughing at him because his whole body's developed, but his biceps are just lagging. And that is a possibility, okay? A biceps peak, but not biceps development, okay? What I basically said in the last video, and I'm going to stand by what I said in the last video, is, if you can get your triceps strong, your chest, your back strong, there's no reason you can't get your biceps strong. If you can get your chest and your lats and your deltoids big, there's no reason you can't get your biceps big. However, biceps peak, which basically means that your biceps come up instead of just kind of long, they actually come up, okay, and have a peak. That's a genetic thing, okay? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm more like an athletic type person, and I think that if you get in shape looking like an athlete, you'll be pretty aesthetic looking too. But bodybuilders who actually study aesthetics talk about insertions, muscle bellies, length of the muscles, length of the tendons. They basically talk in terms of the way that you are actually born, okay, muscles will have a different shape. And I'll give you a better example. Look at people's abdominals. Okay, I have really good abdominals. Okay, I have a six-pack and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's perfectly, square. Everything's aligned, proper angles. I have a really good six-pack. When I'm lean enough to see my abs, they look excellent. There are some people, they're professional bodybuilders, and their abs are just off a little bit. They'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for their six-pack. Okay, other people will have a perfectly symmetrical 8-pack. Some people only have a 4-pack, and that's a genetic thing. That's just the way the muscles are. Now, once again, it doesn't mean you can't get lean enough to see your abs. It doesn't mean you can't get your abs toned enough so that they pop out when you're lean. Okay, everybody could have a 6-pack. The only difference is, are your abs perfectly symmetrical or not? I don't care how many sit-ups and how many crunches and how many leg raises you do. If your abs aren't symmetrical, they're never going to be symmetrical. So all you can do is the best that you can with what you've got in terms of genetics. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's talk about the biceps peak. The biceps peak, when I was a kid and I started lifting weights, I would have guys with big arms come up and ask me what I did for my biceps. And I really, was never a big guy. I haven't lifted weights in 18 years. I still don't lift weights. I just add weights to my calisthenics. Okay, I'm 42 years old, and I'm already getting a pretty decent biceps peak. I think it is, right? I mean, this kind of comes up here and comes down. I mean, I'm not doing this to brag, but I'm just saying, though, it's I've already got some pretty decent biceps. I'm satisfied with them. But like I said, it's a genetic thing, okay? I mean, maybe the guy who made this comment has bigger arms than me, but just because I'm born to genetically have, this peak in my biceps, it just looks better, okay? But it doesn't mean I'm stronger than the guy. It doesn't mean I'm bigger than the guy. It just means that they're different. Okay, like I said, biceps peak is the same thing as your abs. It's the same thing like, with your color of your eyes. I mean, I'm never going to have blue eyes. It's just not going to happen. I was genetically born with darker eyes, and that's just the way things are going to be. I was born with a good biceps peak, and I was born with symmetrical abs, but, like I said, that's just the way I was born, and it's nothing really for me to be proud of, okay? Because, like I said, I didn't do anything to have a good biceps peak. How much or how little I exercise, I automatically have that much of a biceps peak. However, like I said, it still is the amount of work you put in. I mean, if you get very lean and your abs are very toned, even if they're not symmetrical, you're still going to have a killer six pack. Okay? Even if you don't have a perfect biceps peak, you're still going to have big arms. So I do stand by what I said yesterday in terms of, there is no such thing as a lagging, body part. However, what I'm saying is, there is an element of truth that the way the muscles are shaped, the way, the muscles are placed upon your body, that is a genetic thing, and you can make the muscles bigger, you can make them more visible by cutting down on your body fat, but there's not really a whole lot that you're going to be able to do to change the actual shape of the muscles.